Hello and welcome. I'm Octavius. Today's topic I'm really excited about. As an economist by training, I'm always interested in money and the movement of money. Today we are not talking about fiat currency. We are talking about the digital space, digital currency. And my guest is Liberian, Eldred Kyne. He has developed his own token, and I'm going to be asking him the difference between token and digital currency later on. But Eldred, let's begin with the tell the people about yourself question. Go ahead.
Well, my name is Eldred Kyne, the founder and creator of NEOK tokens. As he said, we're in the digital space and we're here to facilitate cross-border payments for areas that left out today. So, over the conversation, we're going to explain a lot more about how, it's going to be beneficial, how it's going to be used, and every little thing that you might need understanding of today. But I've been into technology from high school and I've been writing programs here and there from basic, if Q basis, if you know all that yes and no, dark screen, DOS based programming. I've been doing that. So I've dabbled in all the little languages. Python is the main one that I use now, and I write scripts in Python, so technology, I've been into it. So like the crypto space, all these digital assets is something that I've been playing with, and I decided to really put some more time into the crypto world.
Why develop a token though? Well, let's go to the difference between a cryptocurrency and a token first, and then tell us about why you developed the token.
Well, most people just use the term cryptocurrency, which is correct, but crypto means cryptographic, meaning security, like you hear encryption, decryption is the cryptographic part of the currency, the secure part of the currency. But the digital asset, which is NEOK token, you know, is is what that is different from a regular currency, which we can say US dollars or Liberian dollars. And in that space, it's a fiat. And digital currency, which would be NEOK. So the difference between that is the NEOK token can be a centralized or a decentralized asset. But your fiat, which is your regular banknote, your US dollars, your Liberian dollars, that's governed by the government and issued by the government. So in a digital space, you have the ability to use it as a currency or use it as a utility.
So everybody understands the usage as a currency, but when you say use it as a utility, what do you mean?
hmm Well, in the case where NEOK is used as a utility always, not as a currency, because with the utility, you have your fiat here, US dollars, and you have Liberian dollars on this side. And in order for you to move US dollars to Liberia, you have to do two ways. Physically carry the money near, or you have a bank there that you trust and say, I will give you $50 here. When my person come in Liberia, can you give them that same $50 for a fee? But with the digital space, we can set an agreement and we can make this thing happen instantaneously. So meaning that the digital space as a utility serve as an agreement between the two parties without any time wasting. 5 days transfer, that one going this way is happening quicker. So it also opens the world of commerce because I have US, you have Liberian dollars. We have to go through a conversion for us to get the equivalent. But if you give me US dollars here, this digital asset, which is NEO, can become any fiat in any country at the same given time. So I do not have to go to Forex Bureau to exchange US dollars for Liberian dollars. You can give me Liberian dollars and I can ask the word, what do you want? Because NEOK is a utility, it can switch to any currency at any time.
What gave you the idea? Why were you motivated to create the NEOK? And that's the name of your token.
Yes, I started doing business in Liberia for one, and I had money moving problem. When I say money moving problem, I'm not rich yet, but my $500 and $800 that I want to carry, I have to go through TSA, and they have to ask, what you got all this for? You know, where you get this money from? I work, I'm going to do business. What kind of business is this? You know, it's a little hiccup, one. And then two, when the money get home and you go receive some money, we don't have money at this time, or come back tomorrow and all this stuff, and business got to happen. And then three, if I'm selling something, I want to be able to buy something to resell something. So the security part where this shop is selling shoes and somebody go there and rob the whole place, you take all the money now and the business gone. And now your life is at risk because they know you're making a lot of money from this shop. So I had to create a digital asset that stays digital and not in nobody pocket, nobody bank. It's not, it can't get missing. You can't steal it. And also the last reason why I wanted to do this because of the corruption. I need that if somebody used the token and said, okay, I need to build my house. I want to buy plywood. When that plywood is bought with the NEOK project, I see it, you see it, we know exactly how much you spend for it. So there's no way you can say, oh, it was 150, they said we should pay $25 more. None of that, because we see the transaction on the ledger. So NEOK solves a lot of problem.
And how widespread is the use of the token now? I know when you started a couple of years ago, it was at 2 pennies. And tell us about the fluctuation in the value of the NEOK token.
Well, when I first started NEOK, it valued at nothing, 0.000 cents, because there weren't no liquidation, no money, nothing came near at all. Right now, it went all the way, all-time high was at 33 cents, but now we are all the way back down, fluctuating between 10, 3 cents, like that. And the reason being is the market. As you see, people lost the money in the 401k and all these different things. But like I say, if you look at NEOK not as a currency, which is not a currency, it's a digital asset, it facilitates stuff as a utility, then you wouldn't be concerned about the money value. But as it is the token is also traded. So people buy it, people sell it, people convert it to different things because it's a utility to pay for. Say, for example, if there is this token called NGNT, it's a Nigerian token. I heard about it. So I'm just using this as an example because it's in African space, right? And if I'm a Liberian and I wanted to send money to my sister in Nigeria, I can send Naira, or I don't want to go to MoneyGram or Western Union. I can send NEOK, and then that NEOK get to Nigeria, get converted to NGNT, and that NGNT deal with the money problem over there. See? So that's what the utility is there. But control the price wise, the price is controlled by the exchange. Because somebody might have one NEOK right now and say, I want to sell it for 10 cents. You can agree to buy it for 10 cents, and this person said, well, I want to resell it for 15 cents. If somebody agreed to buy it for 15 cents, that's how the value of the token go up. And if somebody hold it for 2 weeks and say, you know what, I want to get rid of the token, I want to sell it for 2 cents, they sell it for 2 cents, then the price go down. See? So that what keeps the price fluctuating when it comes to trade.
So with this kind of utility for international trade, though I'm sure governments around the world, uh, and your token is being used in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, right? So I'm sure governments will necessarily become interested. Have you had any interaction with any questions from or any concerns from any government?
No, not because the token is not a security. It's not something that you invest in. Investment comes with security and government because those who invest in something wish to get something in return, right? So NEOK has not had no ICO initial coin offering, put it out there, say, yeah, give me $20 and I will give you 10 token and tomorrow it will be worth 800 million. None of that. That's not NEOK.
What's the level of penetration of the token in the business community in Liberia or in other countries where it's being used generally?
Well, It's mostly used business wise, like you said, and it's used for people who buy stuff internationally. So, like, just say you had your business and you were selling car parts in Liberia or any one of these other countries, and you got some money that you want to bring home to come to bar from pull apart, buy new parts to take back, right? So instead of traveling with all that money, you can convert that money and put it in your digital wallet. And then when you come to the US, you convert it back to the currency that's supposed to be. See? See? So it's a border between two currencies.
Speaking of border between two currencies, you recently had other discussion on agreement with MoneyGram. How does that affect? How does it work, first of all, and how does that affect your own the image of your business in the space, the crypto and the token space?
Yes, MoneyGram have a partnership with Stellar Network. And well, it's a big partnership there. And now we have the USDC tokens, right? Because USDC is a stable coin, meaning that one USDC equal one US dollars. It can never go up, never come down. It balances that book. So with the fact that we have a stable coin, you can get NEOK and convert it to USDC, which is one US dollars. And now, while you're using NEOK like this, for those who wish to use it as I want to cash out my NEOK or I want to sell it and go back in the centralized space, MoneyGram facilitate that conversion from digital space to fiat.
The general perception among some people recently is that, and the actuality really is that crypto market has been down with the fall of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these people. Has that affected the NEOK token at all?
Well, I would say yes and no, but it's based on user preference, what you use the utility for, right? Because like this, I said, nobody using it for investment. It was not built for an investment. So it's used to move stuff around. It's used as a way to process transactions. So with the price going down, you can have some NEOK in your wallet right now, which were $500 yesterday, and today it's $100, right? That is the value of the asset, but the asset still move things from point A to point B. So you could hold that token in your wallet, just like everything, like I may mention your 401k. That stuff you work all your years for, and you look there, 3,000 gone. What happened to your 3,000? So it's just the balance of the book everywhere around.
I know the other concern that users of any token or digital asset or cryptocurrency is usually concerned about is cashing out. How does someone cash out if they were to buy your token?
Well, cash out comes. I hear people talk about, yeah, how I can cash out when I get the token. I said, this is not a get rich. The token, the project is not a get rich project. This is a digital asset to process cross-border payments. It's not about get rich. If you held your tokens, if you bought X amount of token and you held the token and they said the market start doing good and the price go up, you convert your tokens to Stellar, you can convert your tokens to USDC, and you can take it out to MoneyGram with USDC, however way you want to take it out. But the sole purpose was not about how I can get rich here, but that's the question. First thing everybody asks me, if I buy New York tokens, how, you know, what's the price now? How long will it take before it get to this price? I don't know. That's not what it's about. I'm not walking around saying we got New York token to get rich. I created New York token so that commerce in Liberia, somebody can have their store, their Lapa shop, and sell, and somebody in America can buy it. I created New York token so that when you leave here and go to any other country, and your bank is in America, you can sell your stuff in that country without somebody else holding your money in the pocket and telling you, oh, my money got lost or they robbed me. Once they buy from your shop online or in your physical store with the New York token from your phone, it comes straight here to your bank. No third party holding your money.
So let's say you are a petty trader, and that's the category you're talking about now, in Waterside, Monrovia, or Bow Waterside in the Sierra Leone, or Tinubu Market in Lagos, and you're selling carvings, right? Say something like this. Okay, let's see a carving like that, and you want to sell to somebody in the United States, in Britain, or in Canada using the token. How will that work? How does it work?
So first thing, that person, since they're not in the physical, will have to list it on an e-commerce. For example, NEOK Shop. I have an e-commerce that has a multi-vendor, area where anybody can go there and become a vendor, meaning that you can open your own store and list your phone, your sneakers, your shoes, whatever it is, or your carving. So if I see that carving and I want to buy it, I buy it with NEOK, right? Because that person in that country, I don't have the currency. There's no way I can buy it directly from them. So you go online to say this is here 800 NEOK. You buy that with NEOK. This man received the money instantly, right? And he ship your product.
Our business is taking advantage of this opportunity.
I get calls every day of integration, or I have a website, I sell stuff. How can I use cryptocurrency? And then I cannot correct them. How can you use NEOK tokens? Because this is a digital asset in the crypto space, right? Oh yeah, yeah, I want to be able for people in this country to buy my stuff because I said okay, then we have to integrate the NEOK token here, and then through that I have something called settlement. So once somebody buy with NEOK, the system can automatically settle whatever currency you wish to receive it. So if you want to receive it in US dollars, it will settle from this one. It will convert from NEOK to Stellar or USDC, whatever. Then it convert to your your fiat currency and it goes to your bank.
And I know we focused on businesses, but let's look at humanitarian work. Let's look at education. If there's a student at, say, University of Ghana or Cotton University, University of Liberia, University of Ife, or University of South Africa for that matter, and there is a sponsor here who wants to help that student out, presumably it would be possible to apply this process as well, right?
Yes. And the way you do it is I would say this is the best way to do it because you will know what the money is being used for or on. Because if you send them digital tokens, or let's just say you send them the NEOK tokens, right? And you say, okay, I'm going to send you 200,000 NEOK to help you through your school year. So to say, okay, now the tokens you send is not physical money, right? So that means nobody in that whole line until the money get to that student can steal any of it. Because if the principal takes some of the student money, we will see it on the public ledger that 500 got missing from here and it went to you. Unlike if you send physical currency, everybody go sit down and be like, I want $100 from here. I want $200 from here. Before the student get the money, they're short, and nobody would know about it. So that whole currency get there to the student or whatever entity or organization look at it and say, okay, we're going to take 100,000. I'm just using the word 100,000 from here to pay your whole year's school fees. Once they take the 100,000 you be saying here, you can look on the ledger and be like, okay, 100,000 was used from here. And you call, hey, 100,000 was used from there. I see you pay your school fees, everything taken care of. You know about it, right? So that's the security of the ledger. And if we just go away from school to development, let's just say you wanted to build a road, you want to do some infrastructure, and then you send X amount of money to build a road. We can choose to pay the people we buy the material from in cryptocurrency so we keep a public ledger of how much money has been spent. Instead of giving somebody $500 to go buy all the rebars and stuff for the road and they come back with a fake receipt.
So there are implications for development as well. If an international organization or another country wanted to do a development project in another country, they would it would be more transparent to use a digital asset. But specifically you now, because without any disrespect, you're relatively young. Why would somebody or entire country, say like Canada or the United States or France, want to use your NEOK? Are you saying that it doesn't necessarily have to be yours, but in terms of accountability and development, it would be better off to use a digital asset or digital or cryptocurrency?
Well, that question is really good because there are a lot of different assets. You know, you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, you have all these different ones, right? Um, there is something called scalability. I can scale up the token as needed, or you can choose to go with this person that the token is already circulated and the price is so high that you have to spend more money to get a piece of it to do business. Or you can come to a young growing currency and make it your utility to move stuff around, like hold a lot right now to be able to move stuff around in the future. Okay. Now, when you're looking at country, okay, just for example, let's just say somebody want to do something home. You wanted to start, I don't know, say like a car business. Before you buy the car, if they bought the car in Liberia or Ghana or Sierra Leone, that whole chunk of money got to get sent back to you. How do you move that money around? So now you're looking in the crypto space. Okay, what kind of cryptocurrency or digital currency I can use in this area to move my money around? Which is the most transparent and secure ones? Okay, so then you're looking and you come across NEOK, which has no investor. Nobody ever put money in this stuff. You'd be like, you know what? I can use that stick over there to come to build my house. So there's nobody there to say, okay, if I put my money here, my money get missing because now NEOK is also decentralized. What you hold in your wallet belongs to you and only you.
The other problem that comes concurrently with that decentralization is the element of crime. And I'm sure being in this space, you've heard about this. Uh, a lot of criminals around the world move or use or operate in the crypto space. Uh, is your situation different? Well, what's the difference between the criminals who take advantage of that and something that's genuine that you can use for good? And how would you know the difference?
Well, you first have to go back to the beginning. Before every digital asset that was fiat, government issues money, and people used the U.S. dollars for all kind of criminal act. That's the number one currency that used for criminal act all around the world. People sell drugs, weed. That's currently people who buy weed, they're buying it with U.S. dollars. So how does the government stop that and fight that and know about that? You that's just the clear answer for it. You take away all the digital asset, people will still use US dollars and use pounds and use every other thing to do that criminal act. So with the fact that you say this is a digital space, the criminals are using it, it's just that it moves faster. If you take all your money and put it in this thing, how do you get your money out? Through a bank, through somewhere which is controlled by our government. It cannot live there forever.
So the value of the token is not just in ease of business, but there are other usages as well.
Walmart, I heard it was using a cryptocurrency for logistics called VE Chain. And the VE Chain have a lot of other companies that they use. So, for example, the use case of VE Chain with Walmart is that if Walmart ship a chicken box here, they want to know when that chicken box reached to this other processing center, what time it got there, the temperature, all of that is stored in there. So along the line, they can tell you, said that chicken spent 4 days on the line before it got to this place. It's no good. That's the use case. People only think about the money part, the investment, how much money on Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is used for a lot of other things. The blockchain is used for a lot of other things, medical, record keeping. It's document signing. Because if you and I did a transaction and we use a fraction of a NEOK and we sign that transaction on the blockchain, right? It can never be deleted by anybody. It's there forever and ever that you and I did that. So you can't come back tomorrow and get a lawyer and say, but you didn't say that. It's there. Nobody controls the blockchain forever. So that's why some countries in the education system don't want to hear about NEOK, because when you do your test and you take your grade and the grade say this grade can never be changed because it's on the blockchain. Some people don't like that.
I pride myself in asking all of the questions, and I hate to end with, is there anything I didn't ask you? But in this particular instance, since the space is, I'm learning the space, right? So I have to ask you, is there anything you want to touch on that we haven't touched on yet to wrap it up? Maybe a summary, perhaps?
I want the regular person to be a part of global commerce. I want the regular person, let's just use Morovia for an example, to be able to see a shirt on eBay and buy it without having a US Visa card or MasterCard, right? That's my goal. I want you to be in part of world commerce. I want you to have your own shop in there and sell this stuff. And I be in the US and I just go on your website and I just buy it. Think about this is what I want for the country. I want for you not to roll around with paper money in your pocket and it get wet, torn, dirty that nobody want to hold it. I want you to have your phone that you can just pay me right here and I go by my business and you go by your business. And I also want to have my phone with my banking system on it that even if this phone break into two, I can log in on your phone and still have access to my money. I want you to understand that this is secured enough that if you steal my phone and try to transfer my money from my phone to your phone, there is something called trust line. You and I don't have a trust line. You can't transfer my money. So all the yanking people back, this one and that one, this solves all the problem. And then it also is cheaper. It costs a lot more money to make a penny than the penny itself. But if it's in the digital space, you can always mint. You can always print as much as you can that people need, a global population need.
Okay, I think that's a pretty good way to wrap it up. Eldred Kyne, founder and CEO of NEOK, NEOK.com, the NEOK token. Thank you so much for enlightening us, and I'm sure we've scratched the surface.
Yeah, before we leave out, I just want to tell you that if you can go to neokyne.com, it's NEOKYNE.com, and look at all the different services. NEOK Shop, NEOK Token, the VPN, all the different things are there so you can pick any one of those technology that interests you and see how best to work with your business. But this is the future, and I want you to be part of the NEOK world.